easing into the season today with some fall food. And Track's got his little fall scarf on, so he's all ready. Where do you get this at?
Palmetto Pups. My friend Casey just started the company. So they're really cute bandanas for dogs, and he's feeling a little festive already.
We're going to try to get him a little chef's one, because he's going to be my little assistant right now. So he looks very relaxed, so I'm going to leave him there right now. Right, Jax? All right. So today, the recipe that we're making was from a poll that we took. And I gave you guys a choice, either the frittata or the lemon risotto with shrimp. And they were pretty much a tie, just a couple votes different. So I promised you guys I would do that one next week, because I already have people asking me, when can we do it, when can we do it? So I promise you we're gonna do it next week. I am a lemon person, so I'm really wanting to do that. But today's is such a simple dish. It's almost like you can take your leftovers that you've had and just put them in a pan, put them in the oven, walk away for 14 minutes, and you'll have an amazing meal. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our pan going. I do have the recipe here. So I'm trying to figure out Abby's thing again. Here we go.
Yeah,
This
you're
one,
good.
right? This is actually the recipe. It's called the summer frittata, even though it's fall out, because it kind of has like some summer veggies in it and stuff. But it's basically a dozen eggs with 2 teaspoons of milk or water, salt and pepper, cheese. We have an onion in ours, potato, roasted peppers, and asparagus. And of course, all of these things can be interchanged. If you want to put mushrooms in it, if you don't like asparagus, you could put spinach in it. You know, anything that you want to substitute. And we just have a little oil, gonna put in here, and that's it. And then I actually put the directions in it this time. So I know. So I'm actually gonna post this on Facebook so you guys know. But honestly, once you see me do this, you won't even need a recipe. I'm actually like a really good visual learner. So when I watch something on TV, like I can get it like that. Yeah, right, Trax? I have nothing in my hands either at the moment, so you are out of luck, buddy. And you are just gonna sit at my feet in bed. Okay, so I've got my pan going, and to it, I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of oil, because we are going to saute these veggies up. So Abby's got all these beautiful, I was gonna say hello, where's the one I bought you?
Right there.
Right, drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay, so I got this on, right?
Yeah, you got it on high.
Oh, maybe not so high, we don't need it, so. I'm cooking a round tracker here, so. Okay, to this pan, I always like to add a little butter with my oil, because it just adds a little bit more flavor and adds a little bit more richness to it. So I'm just gonna chop off like 2 tablespoons, and I'm gonna let that melt in there. So the vegetables that I have are, these are potatoes, and these are the kind that you get in the bag. In the produce section, they're like the little tiny ones. So I literally just cut them up, diced them up, and I boiled them. Because if you were to put these in here raw, they would take a very long time to cook. If you wanted to put it in the frittata raw, they would never get done. So to save a little time, I boiled them ahead of time. I didn't even peel them because a lot of flavor in the peels. I have asparagus here, and I went ahead and I trimmed off the bottom, and I just cut them into like 1 to 2 inch pieces. The other thing I have is a purple onion. So I sliced that up really good. And then I cheated, and I had jarred peppers in the house, so I'm just gonna use these. They had a lot of flavor because, you know, they're preserved in here. And then of course I have my cheese that we're going to grate, and that's gonna put this over the top. I happen to love Gruyere. Gruyere is a little bit of an expensive cheese, but I really, really love it. But, you know, basically it's whatever you have in your refrigerator. I mean, don't go out just to buy Gruyere cheese. I mean, you have American cheese, use American cheese. You know, whatever you want. Okay, so this is pretty much melted, and I'm going to bring the oil up on the sides of the pan, because with the frittata, we need the whole pan oiled, because we're going to bake it in here also. So we need all of it oiled. So I'm gonna add the potatoes in now. And you don't have popped up on you, huh? Sorry about that. Okay, this is gonna be the size of the frittata. So it's nice because you can visualize. You're like, well, maybe that's enough potatoes. And then we'll maybe just add a couple more. Okay, so we're going to put those down. And to this, we're going to add some salt and pepper. Just a little bit. Abs has got everything out ready for me here. Like nothing's been seasoned. When I boiled the potatoes, that was it. They just went into boiling water and there was nothing to them. Okay, so these are going, and then I'm going to add the onion to it. And these are sliced up really nice and thin. Now, if you don't like onion, don't put it in. I love onion, so I'm putting that in. I spent the morning chopping all this stuff. Oh, I hear those guinea girls again. All right, so this is, and the good thing about this is that these only have to be soft. They don't have to be cooked all the way through. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw in my asparagus. Asparagus cooks pretty quickly. Again, just kind of eyeball it and see. This was a whole bunch of, like one bunch of asparagus, and I just chopped the ends off and then I just cut them. You know, it's up to you how much you want to put in. It's, you know, all according to your taste. This is where if you had mushrooms, you would put mushrooms in here, or spinach, you could put that in there. All of that good stuff. I think I only have the, yeah. I think I only have the inner one going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I forget. You have a much fancier stove than me. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put that over there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the roasted peppers. Now this is like a 12-ounce jar. And I went ahead and I already made a frittata today. So I used half of it. So probably about 6 ounces. But again, it's how many peppers you want to put in here. If you want to do the real peppers, you could do those as well. They take a little longer to cook, so you might want to start those first. But since these are the jar, I just went right ahead and I put them in here. They add a lot of flavor, because they're packed in this water, but it keeps getting more flavorful. Is the outside one going now? Yes, I finally got it. I forget all these fancy stuff. Used to the oven at work. Okay, so those are cooking up. And like I said, the potatoes are already done. So all we're doing is trying to cook through the asparagus a little bit. And while that cooks now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the eggs ready. So this is going to take a lot of eggs. And it's actually, this is an 18 pack, but we're only going to do 12. So that's a lot of. There we go. We're going to do 12, and I measured it out today in this size of a pan. Of course, if you were doing a smaller frittata, you know, you wouldn't use as many eggs, probably 6 or 8. And these are large eggs. So, putting them all in there. If you were a health person, like to eat healthy, you could just do egg whites. You'd probably have to add a little bit of like 2% milk or something into it. So this is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so we're going to put the 12 eggs in. And to this, I want to add like 2 tablespoons of milk or water. It's whatever you have handy. What you got handy, Gabs?
Milk.
Want me to get it or you got it?
I got it.
All right, so I'm just going to break these up in here.
I don't know if the audio is working.
Where you going, Trax?
Just be loud.
All right, so I'm just going to add like 2 tablespoons of milk in here. And eyeball it. And I'm just going to whisk this up. So just want to get it all mixed together. And this is good for your arms. Make it nice and fluffy. Tracker's like, what are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to add a little salt and pepper in here.
Okay, sound is working. Never mind.
Someone answered you?
Yes, thank you, everyone. I was like, I'm not doing anything different.
I got a big loud mouth anyway, so I'm sure even if, that's my worst attribute.
Yes.
My loud voice.
Speak at your normal volume.
Yeah, there you go.
And you'll be fine.
Okay, so look how pretty this is already. Look at that. Look at the colors in it. It's like, oh, look at that. Even better now. Okay.
Ooh, I love the purple potatoes.
Aren't they nice? When I saw that, I said, I'm grabbing that. Okay, so you guys know, like, I am a fresh herb fanatic. So I'm adding a little basil in here. I picked this right out of my garden today. It's actually raining at my house, so I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for it to stop, but it didn't. So went outside with an umbrella and I picked all my fresh basil. I'm just gonna add that in there. If you had parsley, you could do that. You could do tarragon, that's a really, really good flavor. Sage, rosemary, anything like that. I just love fresh herbs, so I like to add them into everything. So this is cooking down really good. Look how nice that looks.
Smells good.
Doesn't it? I mean, I could eat that just as is.
Right?
Actually, I'm gonna try one.
So much color.
Very good. Okay. One more thing we gotta do here now. The Gruyere. This has to be shredded. So we're going to just go ahead and I'm just gonna slice this little end off here because it's just a little bit tougher than the rest of the cheese. There we go. And we're gonna not eat that. Okay, so I got this fancy grater, guys. When I tell you, this is a box grater, but mine was so old, it was almost rusted. It was like dangerous. So I said to myself, I need to get a different box grater. It was really old. Just one of my most vivid memories of my Nana is doing Parmesan cheese on this every Sunday. So I ran into Food Lion last night because they have a really nice cheese section. And I said, what is the chances of them having any type of box grater in their small kitchen section? And there it was. And there was only one left, and boy, did I snag it.
What's another good cheese to use for this?
Monterey Jack is a really good one. Colby is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Swiss is a good one. I wouldn't say provolone because it's just so sharp and it melts like a lot, so might get sticky. Look how quickly this was. This was in the refrigerator, guys, so anytime you leave cheese in the refrigerator, it melts much easier. Yeah, you could do cheddar if you wanted to, any of those. So look how quickly that went. Okay, so now I'm gonna take that and put it in there. And this is these new fancy ones because, you know, my Nana certainly didn't have this.
Dang.
Ta-da! You would have loved it. I know, I saw you looking at it before, like, oh my goodness, my mother's grating cheese on the counter.
Well, I'm not used to one with a bottom either.
I wasn't either. Okay, so these are all ready, nice and soft. I just love the colors.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys, I'm going to seriously tell you how easy this is now. I mean, look how quickly it took us to do this. So I'm going to take this off, put it in the sink, and now we're just going to take this and we're just going to spread it all around first on the outsides of it. And we're gonna, this is why we love our spatula, we get everything out of the bowl. Okay, we're gonna spread our cheese around here because we don't want it all in the middle. And we're just gonna keep it on this for a few seconds while the outer edges kind of get sealed. And that's why it was important to spray this because it's gonna cook in this pan. So also when you have a saute pan, make sure you have one that can go in the oven. It doesn't have plastic handles. This is actually from the restaurant and it's got a handle that stays cool, but it also has like a plastic thing that we took off. So if you have one like that, see if you can pull the end off of it, because usually it works really well. I'm just gonna heat this hollandaise up. Is this the right one again?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the oven temp for the frittata?
It is 400 and it is going to cook for 14 minutes. I tried 10, the inside was a little bit still.
I was like, that's so specific.
It was 14. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, I got this really old ass oven. So.
No, whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works. Okay, we don't want to cook on the stove because we're not making an omelet. So we're gonna bake it in the oven here. So this is the beautiful one I made today. I made one for you guys so we can cut it and try it. And then we're just gonna shove this one in the oven to cook. And there it goes. It's gotta go
to the left.
Oh, let me turn this one off first. I'm roasting here.
It says bake. Yeah. And then press start.
Wow. I haven't heard this in a while. Where's the start button?
Right where your finger is. To the left. Yeah. No.
This?
Right there. God.
I'm sorry.
It's not even that fancy.
It is. I'm sorry, it is. Okay. So now that we have the frittata here, I have two little plates for Abby and I to cut it and try it. You're gonna have to get your own fork, little girl. And how I got it like this, I want to explain it to you guys. Once the pan comes out of the oven, just let it cool for like maybe 5 minutes. Then you have to take a cutting board, or I had an old pizza pan that I covered obviously because it's old. So you take it and you put it on top of the pan and then you flip it. And it should be able to just slide right out. Like you should be able to just lift the pan off and then it comes out. So this was actually the bottom of the pan. This is actually the bottom of the frittata. So when I was looking online at them, some of them were so fancy. They had like their asparagus all lined up and all this stuff. I was like, wow.
Who has time for that?
I don't have time for that. Nobody has time for that.
No.
Okay, so I thought would be a really nice addition to it would be hollandaise sauce, because this is like almost like a lunch brunch kind of dish, and eggs Benedict is my absolute favorite. And I went ahead and I made hollandaise sauce only because I didn't think that we would have enough time. Obviously we would now, but the hollandaise sauce is 2 egg yolks. You put 2 egg yolks in a blender, and you put in 2 tablespoons of water, and then you put in, you slice a lemon and just like 1 lemon wedge, you squeeze that in there. And then in a pot like this, you melt down 1 cup of butter. So when the butter is a tiny bit cooled off, as you pour it into the blender where the egg is and the water and the lemon, you turn it on and it creates this hollandaise sauce. It's super simple, guys. So if you don't like it, that's fine. I actually love it. So when I'm gonna cut this for Abby and I'm starving.
Yeah, me too.
Track, man, why don't you make yourself more comfortable? Jeez. All right, where's that? Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You ready for a piece?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starving. I made this at my house this morning and I was dying for it all day. And my husband came home and he was like, oh, you have lunch? No.
Yeah, for me. Bye.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna drizzle. Do you want hollandaise sauce?
Yeah.
Do you like egg Benedict?
I love it.
Me too. So there we go.
I want the full effect
You don't
here.
have to have this on there. This was just something I added on because I'm such a saucy person. I gotta have it on everything. All right, you got a fork for yourself?
I do.
Look at this. Look how pretty.
I know.
All right, let's try this. I got the potato.
Me too.
First bite.
That's the best part.
It's very good. And you know what? The hollandaise sauce gives it like that little lemony tang.
It does. Yeah. And the peppers give it like a little like burst of juiciness in there.
Yeah. This is so good, guys.
That's a good combo of all those vegetables in there.
It's a very
they work.
good vegetarian dish too. A lot of people were asking me if it was vegetarian. It is.
Yeah.
It's not vegan, vegetarian. I had a hard time remembering that. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. Let me move this. My friends have been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me to show them how to make a Campari spritzer. So, ice
Yep. Yeah.
right here, right?
Yeah. To the left. That's water.
Oops. There you go, crack. Okay, so we're going to put lots of ice in a cup here now, and we're going to cut this orange up. I know you have a better knife than this, Abby, but I don't want to dirty all your dishes by yourself.
I don't care.
And I'm going to slice this, just like this. And you can actually put the whole slice in there. And then I'm going to take like another piece of it and I'm going to actually squeeze some of the orange. Oh, smell that.
I do from here.
Oh my God, this is beautiful orange too. All right, so we're going to squeeze some of that juice in there just like that. Okay. And then we're going to take a shot of Campari. So it's basically like a 1.5 ounce. That's like a 1.5 ounce pour, do you think?
Yeah.
All right. And then my friend Quinn said to me, will you please show me how to make the Campari? Every time she comes to the restaurant, this is what she wants. And then Deb said to me, will you make a Campari spritzer? That's what you get for buying 1 bottle of soda. Okay, so this is the different part. You can usually just use seltzer water if you want to, like sparkling water. But we like to put Sprite in it for that extra little flavor. So there you go. That is a beautiful Campari spritzer.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
It's actually really refreshing.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask for them, and I'm just like, are you sure you know what Campari is? But they do. So there you go, guys. I taught you how to take some leftovers out of your refrigerator, whatever you have in there, put it in the pan, saute it up, throw some eggs in there, little cheese. You got a wonderful meal for your family. It's a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Next week, we're going to make the lemon risotto with shrimp. So tune in then. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Say bye, Jax. Huh?